been to New York City ever to visit? Oh, you guys. Have any of you been there this year at all, in the summer? Were you there?
There twice this week.
Oh. Well, there's a friend of mine named David Ippolito, and he is called the Guitar Man of Central Park. And what happened is, 24 years ago, he was in the depths of despair. He was an alcoholic and a drug addict, and life was terrible. And he went into Central Park with his guitar, and he started playing, and this crowd gathered around him. And now, 24 years later, he goes in every Saturday. He has to get a permit in advance. He has to pay for it, and he has to pray it doesn't rain. And he brings his own generator, his own mics, his own speakers. And he's at about 77th Street and Central Park West. You could just go down, it's a little rowboat pond. And he's become kind of an institution. It's how he makes his living. He's never mentioned it, but he has an open guitar case and people put money in it. And we've become friends. I've only known him for about 8 years. But I go to Central Park on Saturdays if I'm in New York, and I'll usually will do a song while I'm there. But I got the idea to make up a song about him, just based on the things that I've seen. So if you're ever in New York again during warm weather, try to remember it's 77th Street in the West Side. There's a couple hundred people up on the hill, dozens more strolling by. A sweet, tiny, teeny little 1-year-old catches the guitar man's eye. Looks like she learned how to walk last week. She's babbling her own brand of baby speak. She's wiggling and she's giggling and she's popping up and down. And slowly, slowly, she turns herself around. And now she's dancing her very first dance. Look at her swing and sway. Her helicopter parents are hovering 3 feet away. The guitar man mesmerizes her. She loves to watch him sing and play. And now she's dancing her very first dance in Central Park on a Saturday. Ooh. Here comes a man in a morning coat with a woman in a long white dress. They just stepped out of the boathouse where they both said, I do, I guess. Now they've stumbled upon the guitar man, who instantly becomes their wedding band. The people on the hill joining in song as the newlyweds dance along. Now they're dancing their very first dance as bride and groom today. Hundreds of strangers singing Elvis tune. They don't know all the words, but that's okay. Have to admit this is much more fun than just tossing some bouquet. Now they're dancing their very first dance in Central Park on a Saturday afternoon is the only time that this can happen. You're in luck if the sun is shining and it doesn't rain, 'cause then people from all over the world are here. They're laughing and they're clapping. They come together to sing with the guitar man again and 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 again. He brought the Beatles to America. He brought the Rolling Stones too. He touched the lives of millions. That's what visionaries do. Now he's sitting in a wheelchair over there. How he loves the city air. Being part of the people on the hill. Just look at her. Through sheer will, he's dancing his very last dance. He swings and he sways, lifted by the power of music, as his friend David plays. Oh, Sid influenced the planet in a most remarkable way. dancing his very last dance in Central Park on a Saturday. Maybe this is your first dance, maybe this is your last. Maybe you like a slow foxtrot, or maybe you like it real fast. When you hear the guitar man playing, that is your cue. The world is watching. She wants to dance with you. Everybody, let's dance. Oh, let's sway and let's sway. Music has brought us together to celebrate the day. Oh, David, you inspire us. We love to watch you sing and play. Oh, how I love the summer, Central Park and leaves. Oh, how I love the summer, Central Park and these Saturdays. Oh. Thank you very much. That last verse is about Sid Bernstein, the last 15 years of his life. He's the man who brought the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Hermits, Freddie and the Dreamers, all those people. And he never figured out how to make money from it himself. So he really, at the end of his life, he had no money, but he had a lot of friends, and one of his best friends was David Ippolito, the guitar man. So for the last 15 years on Saturdays, he'd be in his wheelchair. And 2 weeks before he died, he was there, and I just made a video. If you can remember when you go home, it's called First Dance, Last Dance. And I made a whole video, and there's pictures of Sid being lifted out of his wheelchair by his son, and he's dancing. Oh. Gets me choked up. It's such a sweet thing. You know, people think of New York as this, you know, huge place with 8 million people. I think of it as all these tiny little small towns. Mm-hmm. And this guy creates on Saturday afternoons this lovely little community of people.